and T-speeds, though. It was December 15, 1977, and Voyager 1 had passed its twin. Since then, Voyager 1 has been our main way of finding out about different things in space. The spacecraft started taking pictures of Jupiter in 1978, when it was about 265 million kilometers away from Earth. It sent back many pictures. Starting in January 1979, Voyager 1 took 3,750 pictures of Jupiter's spin over the course of an amazing 100 hours. These pictures were used to make a time-lapse film that shows 10 of the planet's turns. In February 1979, it went through the system of Jupiter's moons. A month later, it found the faint ring around Jupiter. Voyager 1 also made an amazing find when it found 2 new moons and named them after gangsters. After these important findings, changes were made to the spacecraft to make sure it was ready for its flyby of Saturn and to keep it from hitting Titan, one of Saturn's moons. Voyager 2 found 4 more moons while it was going around Saturn. These were Mimas, Enceladus, and Dione. NASA decided to end the Voyager planetary mission after the trip to Saturn. They sent Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 beyond our solar system at a speed of 325 million miles per year. The Voyager interstellar mission began in January 1990. When Voyager 1 was 6 billion kilometers from the Sun on February 14, 1990, it took some of the most famous pictures in history. These pictures show the Sun and most of the planets. With 60 pictures, these are often called the family portrait of the solar system. They bring the total number of pictures taken by the spacecraft to 670. Mercury and Mars could not be seen in these pictures for a number of reasons. The spacecraft cameras were eventually turned off to save power and memory before its trip into space between stars. The Pioneer 10, Pioneer 11, and New Horizons projects are also run by NASA. On February 17, 1998, Voyager 1 passed Pioneer 10 and became the farthest man-made object in space. Voyager 1 kept going on its trip for another 14 years, and on August 25, 2012, it finally entered the space between the stars. Notably, NASA didn't tell the world about this accomplishment until 2013. Voyager 1 and 2 had officially left the solar system by November 2008, with Voyager 2 passing the heliopause. It was written that Voyager 1 was 145 billion miles away from Earth, which is about 1,550 light-years. The spacecraft has been sending back important information that no other missions have found since it entered this unknown area beyond our solar system. Even though it has been healthy for most of its 45-year journey, new changes in how it is performing have experts worried. Voyager 1 is sending confusing signs back to Earth right now, but it doesn't seem to know where it is. There is a twist in the story because scientists had set up Voyager to go into safe mode or send them a message if it had any problems. The spacecraft's radio receiver, which sends data back to Earth, seems to be working even though it's receiving strange data. Voyager 2, on the other hand, is working properly. It is getting commands from Earth and sending scientific data back, but the readings from its communication and control systems don't really show what's going on inside it. For backup purposes, each spaceship has a gold-plated 12-inch disc with sounds and pictures from Earth. This is in case an alien society finds the craft. Some of the things on this disc are 35 sounds of Earth, 115 pictures of life, an hour and a half of Western music, and well wishes from Jimmy Carter, former U.S. President, and Kurt Waldheim, former UN Secretary General. The disc's material is recorded in 55 different languages, which makes it possible that if aliens got a hold of it, they would try to figure out what it says. The idea that the spacecraft is being controlled by aliens has been quickly thrown out by science. Voyager's attitude and direction control tools are very important to its ability to work. For exact data transmission, it keeps its radio antenna pointed at Earth all the time. At this point, researchers are confident that the spacecraft is working properly, which adds to the mystery we are already facing. Susan D., Voyager 1's mission chief, says that none of the safety features meant to keep the ship safe have been turned on. This adds to the mystery because both rockets are about 45 years old, which is a lot longer than the original plans for their missions called for. In addition, the engineering team is having a hard time fixing problems with Voyager 1 because Earth is so far away from the ship. Voyager 1 is about 145 billion miles away, which makes it harder to figure out what's wrong. With the technology and logistics we have now, Any rescue effort is almost impossible because of this huge distance. Voyager 1's amazing journey has taken it to the edge of our solar system and beyond, where it keeps moving farther away from us every day. Messages from Earth get to Voyager 1 at the speed of light, which means they get there in almost 21 hours. This means that it takes a long time for the spacecraft to receive any instructions or commands sent by the tech team. The delay makes it much harder to keep investigating and fixing problems. Also, any response or data sent back to Earth by Voyager 1 takes an extra 21 hours to arrive after processing the order. Because of this, it takes about 2 days for Earth and the spaceship to talk back and forth. This delay in communication makes it very hard to use the best answers or iterative troubleshooting methods, which are often necessary for handling complicated technical issues. The engineering team has to carefully plan and carry out each order, taking into account all the possible situations and outcomes. Specialists can quickly send and receive orders on missions closer to Earth, but the long communication delay means that a more patient and strategic method is needed. Each order has to be carefully written so that it solves known problems without creating new ones. This is because it takes a long time to check that the command worked as planned. Because of the long delay in communication, the engineering team doesn't have many chances to communicate with the spacecraft either. There isn't much room for error because each order sent has to work and be exact. Because of this, orders must be tested and approved on Earth before they can be sent to Voyager 1. Also, the ship itself is more than 40 years old. It was launched in 1977. In those days, the technology was cutting edge, but these days, it's seen as old-fashioned. The tech team has to work with systems and tools that were made in the 1970s, which makes the process of fixing problems even more difficult. The harsh environment of space has also hurt the spaceship. For more than 45 years, Voyager 1 has been hit by micrometeoroids, high radiation, and very high temperatures. Because of these things, its parts are breaking down faster, which makes it harder to keep and fix. Even with these problems, the engineering team is still determined to fix the current issues. They are looking into different theories about the strange things happening and trying possible solutions on Earth through simulations. Because so much is at stake, this careful, determined method is very important. One wrong command could make things worse or cut off communication with the spacecraft. NASA's Voyager 1, which is the farthest spacecraft ever sent, is now exploring unknown parts of the universe, almost 50 years after it said goodbye. Scientists don't understand the scary data that is being sent back to Earth, which seems to show a breakdown. Come with us as we look into the strange data that Voyager has been sending back from its long journey through space. Since the Big Bang, scientists have been interested in learning about the area's history. This is what led to the launch of Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, among other space operations. On August 21, 1977, Voyager 2 was the first spacecraft to be sent into space. It took off from NASA's Kennedy Space Center. After only 14 days, Voyager 1 came along. Both spacecraft, which together weighed 720 kilograms, which is about the same as a small car, were launched at the best time for stellar alignments, which created a slingshot effect that pushed the rockets from one planet to the next. They went in different directions and at different. The team is also using the fact that Voyager 1 systems are designed to work in case one fails. Like many other space projects, Voyager 1 was built with backup systems to make it more reliable in case something goes wrong. The engineering team might be able to use these backup systems or change the way current parts are set up to avoid dangerous situations. In a recent statement, NASA said that they don't know how long the spacecraft will keep collecting and sending science data until they know more about what's wrong. Still, Susan D. is sure that the issue will be fixed, especially if it has to do with the attitude control system, which controls the spacecraft's direction and contact. Voyager 1 is still on its amazing journey, which is taking it to the edge of our solar system and into interstellar space, where it will keep getting farther away from us every day.